Wow, thank you. Wow, it's...
Yeah. So this was the ceremonial part, and before we continue with the talk, I just want to tell you, after the talk there are drinks in Doelen Studio 3, which you can reach going out of the main entrance and then turn 2 times left. And the entrance of the Doelen is on the ground floor, opposite the Pathé building on Schaubergplein. I hope you find it. So, and now I want to introduce to you Hugo Emmersal, who is doing the talk with Yorick, and I hope you will enjoy it. Please welcome Hugo.
Thank you, Andrea. Yorick, can I give you a hug? Because I am already emotional from seeing all these clips and hearing these beautiful words, so I just want to start. How are you feeling right now?
Ooh. It's very complex because I'm in the middle. I'm so happy. I mean, I'm so happy, but usually I'm not on stage, so it's not easy for me. In English also, so...
What is being said by Denis is shy man.
Yeah, maybe, we'll see.
So, we will see.
We'll see, I'll do my best.
And yet, here we are. Thank you all for being here as well, and thank you for all of these beautiful moments that we already had. Now we have 1.5 hours to dive finally also into your offer and to talk about many of the films that you've made and the directors that you worked with. You're in for a treat because we have a lot of beautiful clips that we can talk about as well, so we can talk a bit more concretely about some of the images and how they were constructed. But this is a big talk at Rotterdam, and of course, you are here to have a conversation with Yorick as well, so I invite you all to join the conversation. I will be sure to occasionally check in if you have any questions that you would like to share, and feel free then also to raise your hand. I don't like Q&A at the end. We are all amongst friends, so I would say let's dive into the conversation.
Yes, please help me. Ask me a question.
Exactly, you see have a responsibility, so keep that in mind during the talk. Well, Yorick, we wanted to begin with the fact that we have 2 films playing here at the Film Festival of Rotterdam that you shot. We have The Wizard of the Kremlin of Olivier Assayas, and we have Father, Mother, Sister, Brother of Jim Jarmusch. And I think it would make sense to start also there, because these are 2 great directors that are recurring collaborators that you have worked with. And I think it would maybe be interesting to start talking a little bit about your recent work on The Wizard of the Kremlin, a film that will screen apparently in a sold-out room tonight. I hope you have a ticket. Otherwise, try to find one. This is an insanely ambitious film, of course, by Olivier Assayas, which basically traces the rise of Putin as the new emerging political figure of a new Russia after the fall of the Soviet Union. It covers a lot of decades, it covers a lot of different countries and territories, very intense political situations, also behind closed doors. It sounds incredibly ambitious and very scary to take on. So first I just wanted to ask, when Assayas comes to you with a project like this, Yorick, we need to make a film about Vladimir Putin, set in Russia and all of these different places. What happens in your brain?
First, it's a beautiful book, and I've read the book before he called me, and I didn't know he was about to adapt the book, and then maybe you don't realize how it was difficult to produce this movie, like to find the money, to know where we're gonna shoot, to know how to shoot, because maybe the story it's in 5 countries, and we had at the end not a small budget, but not enough budget to be able to go on the Black Sea, London, Sweden, Moscow. It was impossible.
I'm gonna assume you did not shoot on location in the Kremlin.
Yeah, no. Well. So at the end, we did everything in Latvia, in Riga, and And so first it was difficult to imagine how to make Russia real and on screen, and for sure we're gonna buy some images of Moscow, but then how to make it real and how to mix them with our fiction. So that was my first problem, and because like you have a scene inside and they push the door and they are on the Red Square in Moscow, so you have to make it believable. And after, I think it's Olivier is used to do big story like that because we did Carlos together before, and it was kind of the same big scope. And so I trust him, and we have to be enthusiastic, and no doubt that we will succeed.
And can you then talk a little bit about this challenge of recreation, for instance, when you step out of the door and you're on the square, right? You're right in smack in the center of Kremlin. That sounds like a huge challenge. What happens then in your brain? How are you puzzling to put these things together? Are you taking a lot of inspiration from works that already existed before? Are you on top of how this set is going to be built? Where's for you the interesting challenge in doing a thing like this?
But like there was two ideas at the very beginning. Either we do it with unknown actors and maybe in Russian, and it's more believable in documentary, or we have Jude Law playing Putin.
Why not?
And then they speak English. I mean, everything is a bit fiction. So first we decided to go in this direction, shooting 235, and to play the fiction and not trying to be a documentary, and to believe in the power of fiction and the power of the actors to bring you even further than a documentary. And so then, at that point, when you choose fiction, everything is easier. You can create and make it believable.
You allow yourself a certain degree of poetic license.
Yes, for sure. We were obliged, yes. Yes.
It's interesting because if you compare that film to your other film that is playing here at the festival, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, which is a gorgeous new Jim Jarmusch film, of course won the Golden Lion in Venice as well. You could say on the surface it's the complete opposite, because here we have very intimate stories between family, usually taking place indoors, where people are very attentively speaking with each other and trying to learn what is happening in these unique family dynamics that you show. For even Jarmusch's standards, it's intimate, it's very personal, it seems. And again, like I said, it's very attentive on how people interact with each other. The gazes, how they look, the tiny, tiny gestures that seem to signify a lot. This incredibly more intimate, restrained form of making the film, what was the challenge there for you?
At first, we are two cinematographers on this film. Like, there is 3 stories, and I shot the last 2. And I mean, like they were both of them presented to Venice Film Festival in September. And I remember like going to a technical rehearsal at 6 o'clock in the morning to adjust the sound and see everything. And we played 5 minutes of The Wizard, and after we played 5 minutes of Jim's movie, and I was like, oh, it's so different. And Jim has his own, like, it's super, we shot it in a super simple way compared to Olivier, but there is charm in every framing, every tempo, everything. It has its own music, so it's crazy how he brings his charm and music inside every frame, every shot, and there's no little shot with him. He's like a magician putting a lot of stuff in every shot.
But I would say that you are a bit of this magician as well, because this simplicity, seemingly on the surface, I think is actually very treacherous, because simplicity very often hides the deep craft that is underneath.
Yeah, for me it was a nightmare because there was like 20 pages of talking around the table, tea.
I think the talking around the table, a lot of filmmakers have to do it. It always sounds like a nightmare how to make it interesting, to keep the audience going, drawing in deeper into the
Yes,
story.
like 20 pages, only maybe 2 days to shoot it. So we have to find ideas. And usually I love to move the camera, and I love to give rhythm by the camera movement. Also like that, I think, oh, we won't see that my light is not perfect, so we are moving. But here, like, you have a 20 minutes sequence around the table with people talking, so it was, but then Jim found the solution also, how to shoot it and how to simplify it, and again, brings his charm in every situation.
And then I'm curious then what you think that solution is and how that translates to the work that you do when you have all of these restraints. Before we were having this masterclass, we've been talking a lot already, and I think that one of the things that you seem to be very motivated by is to have such kind of challenges, to work with restraints and then to take the most out of it.
Yes, but no, I will be happy also.
with a bit more time, with a bit more days.
No, I'm happy to work with directors where we have to think together about solutions, and we share creativity together and help them to find the solution. Yes, for sure.
And does it help in the case with a director like Jarmusch that you have worked with him before, so that even in these extreme time constraints and all of these limitations, you are already on the same wavelength?
Like I will say, Jimmy, he has his own timing in a day of shoot. Like in the morning, he rehearsed with the actors. He changed the script. He finds the good word. The script is always in evolution with him, and so like it's kind of super interesting in the morning to come and to see him working on the actors and trying to find the less shots we can do to cover this scene. And then we go to lunch, light the scene, and we shoot it in the afternoon. So, and we have to do it in one day because yes, we don't have so much time, so much budget to stay 2 days generally. But yes, and then we go super, because then when he has the idea, when everything is clear, we can do it very quickly, and he doesn't do so much time.
You reach a kind of flow state together.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked this about you working together with Jarmusch before is because we have a clip of the previous work you did with him, which is Only Lovers Left Alive, a film that's already been mentioned a little bit in the jury report and on the screen as well. This is a film of a completely different caliber, but the intimacy at the heart of the story, I think, always stands very strongly. And yet you work in a completely different mode here, a kind of genre film, vampires, nocturnal, set also across the globe, where night and the warmth of light, like we heard, take a very big role. We have a clip, but I wanted to ask, maybe you want to tell a little bit more about how this beginning started, of how you and Jarmusch started working together on this film before we go and watch a bit?
Oh, yes. Okay. It's because of Tilda that we just. So I've shot a film with Tilda before, Julia, and because Jim was shooting in Europe, it was better for production for him to hire a European cinematographer. So he went to Wim Wenders because first time he went to Wim and that's how he met Robby. So he thought like, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna ask Wim again. Maybe he has a new Robby to introduce.
Some new guy somewhere. Yeah.
And I don't know exactly what happened, but it didn't happen with Wim DOP. And Tilda told him, I know this guy is French. Maybe he can be your European cinematographer. And that's how I met him, but he told me that he has to hire a German cinematographer. So I said, I can marry a German girl very quickly.
Everything for cinema, right?
And then yes. I'll be ready. Well, it happens, and that's how...
You married to the German girl? No.
No. But so, yeah, it's really Tilda who introduced me to Jim.
That's the longest clip we have today, but for a very good reason, because it shows so many facets visually of this film. These clinical environments where they collect the blood. These beautiful, you know, historic nighttime outdoor shoots in Tangiers here, for instance, but also this personal ecstasy of these characters that can finally enjoy the thing that they are craving the most.
Yes.
This is a very versatile film in that sense. It shows a lot of the visual flourishes that you can give to it. I would like to start to ask about the end of the clip that we see. This personal ecstasy, and to capture that so close to these beautiful, talented, gorgeous actors.
Yes.
How, when you think of this, the visual language, the cinematography, and you want to come close to these characters, in this case, how did you get there for us to feel almost what it feels like for them to finally have a taste of blood again?
Yes, no, this is exactly that. I was trying to find a way to feel what is it for them to drink this blood. And I had this idea of the body rig, where you can rig the camera on them, on the actors, and then every movement they were doing, the camera is absolutely following them. So it was the perfect thing to do to give this moment, and also a little slow down shooting. Yes, and so that's the kind of idea I'm trying to find and to have to make the audience feel the character or to enter the film.
And that is then an idea, a suggestion from you, just to get a sense. You come to Jim and you say, let's do the body rig, and he's like, okay, let's fucking go. Like, what's the dynamic there then?
Yeah, I had the idea of the body rig, but and then I want to put it everywhere. But Jim was saying, no.
Calm down, not too much.
No, I mean, I wanted to put it each time where there is blood, like, wow. And he said, no, only when they drink it, only this moment, and that's the beauty of it. So that's why we are good together.
Yes, we see.
It would have been too much.
In the films of Jarmusch, of course, music plays a very big role. And here also you see how gorgeously the film is edited on the music. Are these kind of things, for instance with Jarmusch, the musicality of his films, do you already take them in consideration when you're working on the visuals?
He has an idea already of what will be the music. He can explain a bit, but we are not listening it on set. It's I think he recorded after this one, and it was his first time doing his own score.
Yes,
and no, I mean, for me the music is important, but. Usually we don't hear the music as we are shooting.
I will ask you one more question about this, and then I'll turn to the audience if somebody already wants to join. But you told the story of how through Tilda you get in touch with Jim and you're working on this film. This is, of course, I assume, an insane moment, right? Where you realize, I am going to be working with Jim Jarmusch. How do you mentally get into that mindset? Did you feel a pressure to perform even better because this is a very esteemed director, also with the Robby Müller connection? Or are you in that sense very tranquilo and...
No, I told you, I said it before, I feel like I am in the footstep of Robby, so I was super happy and super enthusiastic and at the beginning I thought it was a joke, like I don't think, I received an email, I thought a friend of mine was doing a joke, but and I remember meeting Jim for the first time was, yes, like meeting my hero, so because of their work together with Robby, because from the beginning, yes, I was following Jim and Robby's film. And then I realized how Jim needs to talk with his DP and not necessarily prepare a storyboard or things like that, but to share idea and talk and talk. And we were having a long walk in the city. It was winter and we were like walking and talking.
In which city was this? So I can picture it.
Cologne, Köln.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's where we were.
And then, okay, so it's an important connection because of Robby Müller. When you are shooting, for instance, then with Jim on Only Lovers Left Alive, are there moments when you are faced with a dilemma or a possible choice that you can also think, what would Robby do? Is he present in your mind at such a moment? Or do you allow yourself to do it from your perspective completely?
No, I mean, his work is in me, so I don't have to think about precisely him or what he will have done. But no, it's just I follow my instinct on the moment. But working with Jim was like working for the first time with a director who allows sometimes to light and to prepare a shot. Because for him, as I said before, there is no little shot. Every shot is important. He wants it to be magic, perfect. So you have time. And I mean, the set was amazing, the actor, the look. So it was already something like you, all by night. So it was not easy, but it was okay to you have to be very bad to miss that thing. So, and yeah, but I was surprised that I have time for the first time to do it.
Thank
do
you.
the light. Sorry.
I'm looking in the audience if somebody already wants to ask a question, and I already see one in the front, and we have mics, so we're gonna ask for a little bit of patience. Somebody of our lovely team will come. It will be a moment for us all to pause and reflect. Yes, I'm sorry, sir. Now you're part of the spectacle. We have this person in the front who would like to ask a question.
Thank you. Hi. I was curious, for example, with Only Lovers Left Alive, you mentioned that you pitched in this idea where, with the rig and everything. Yeah. And I'm curious, when with these movies in a relationship with the director, how often does it happen that you actually, how many times do you get that opportunity to kind of, where you pitch in your ideas and it gets implemented in the film? Like, is it something that happens very commonly, like often, or is it just kind of, yeah, I'm just curious where, sorry, I'm very bad at asking this question.
Oh, it's a great question,
Yeah, okay.
come on.
No, I think I try every time to find ideas. It's my job to make it visually sensual and to find correspondence with the image. So yes, I'm always trying.
And do they then always, well, I don't assume always, but do they always then get accepted? Like, is it really a collaboration?
No,
50-50?
no, but they're not. They were not always all good. So, but no. But yes, I mean there is a. You will see after.
Yes, we have many more examples. Let's do one more question and then we'll dive into the next clip. I saw some hands somewhere and now just suddenly disappeared. Is there somebody who wants to chime in as well? No, wait, it's hard to see. I'm sorry. All the way down there, all the way back there. I'm sorry, your step counter, sir, at the end of this day is going to be insane. Yes, maybe time for an applause for also the entire technical team that is putting this up so nicely. Yes, all the way in the back.
Hi, I just wanted to ask if you have like a favorite camera.
Sorry, you will come later. Sorry. Yes, no, please go. You have the mic now. I will remember you in the back, but please go ahead.
I just wanted to ask if you have a favorite camera to work with, and I'm not sure if you worked with also 35, and if yes, how is the difference between digital and 35?
It's time to talk equipment.
Yeah. Only Lovers Left Alive, for example, it was the first time where Jim was shooting digital. And we shot the film with Ari Alexa. It was the first one, the first Alexa digital. And he was like really scared of it. So yeah, now I remember I was like, oh fuck, I am the first director of photography working with digital with Jim. So he's gonna hate his images. He's not gonna find the atmosphere in it. And so I've put a lot of filters, like a Big Mac of filters in front of it because I thought it was like so crispy, digital, but usually until maybe it was my first time also shooting with digital. I don't remember, but I shot digital 35 until very recently, and I try always to shoot with 35, but now, or for Steve McQueen, for example, the Blitz, because it was a lot by night and with the kid and to be always ready, we decided to shoot digital.
Thank you for that question. I think the mic is now close to somebody who also wanted to. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. My question was about when working with directors, because there's such different voices. So I'm imagining they're very different people as well to work with. But how do you guys usually communicate your ideas? Is it like, do they present some references? Is it mostly talking? Or is it more like, and what do you find the most effective? Is it just a director that goes like, figure out all the shots, I'll just work with the actors? Or is it someone that has a very precise idea and then kind of like you have to work around those ideas?
What I like with those directors, they don't start with references because they allow me to enter their world and to bring something so you can share creativity. There is space. It's not that you have to repeat something or follow a reference. And so it starts really by talking and more finding a soulmate that you trust to work with, and then step by step, by choosing location, choosing costume, choosing everything around, you start to have a style and working on it with them.
Thank you so much for this question, because you perfectly are serving us to go to the next clip, which is a clip of Carlos, the mini-series by Olivier Assayas, shot in 3 parts, one of my favorite works of Assayas because it is so propulsive, politically charged, violent, exciting, cool, scary, all of these things. We're gonna jump into the beginning of part 2 about Carlos, a very infamous, of course, terrorist, who at the beginning of the clip will do some very violent, heinous things and do a big political kidnapping situation. It's a very propulsive scene, and I think it shows the energetic quality that can be in these images as well.
So this sequence we were shooting at 2 cameras and 2 director of photography, and I was with Denis Lenoir that we saw before. And we share the credits on Carlos. Like it was a very long shoot, like almost 100 days. So we did maybe half and half of it because I had my first kid during the shoot, so I had to leave.
Well, Denis Lenoir and you and Olivier Assayas form a kind of triangle here. Because, for instance, with the television series Irma Feb, I think you also shared DOP responsibilities together.
And also on Cuban Network.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah.
But it was also, if I am not mistaken, Denis Lenoir that kind of onboarded you with Olivier Assayas already a long time ago in the times of Demon Lover. Can you take us back to the beginning of your creative collaboration with Assayas?
Yes, I think Olivier saw a short movie that I shot and called me and asked me to do the B camera on his, it was for late August or early September. So it was for me just after school, film school. And I remember I was calling every director of photography that I like and to ask to be their assistant, and no answer. And suddenly Olivier called and asked me to be a B camera on his film. So it was...
So that was almost kind of like your teaching school was actually doing it immediately on the set with Assayas.
Yes, that was really cool. And Denis was really nice to have me as a B camera with him. And then we did it again on Demon Lover, and I was doing also B camera. And when I was not shooting with the B camera, I was doing the backstage thing. And I think it's a very good thing to do the backstage thing because you can watch everything. And because I've never been assistant, in fact, I start directly director of photography, so I always feel that I don't know what is a real set, what is a real director of photography doing, what. So to be the guy doing the backstage film was really good for me to show me, oh, they only do that, I can do it.
And what is a big lesson back then that you learned from that you can still take with you from observing this set?
That I can do it.
That's the biggest lesson you can have in life.
That's I was like stupid. I was like, you know, like a young guy after school.
But Assayas and Denis Lenoir, they work together a lot. And then maybe Assayas also sees that you can do it. Like how then after this position on these sets, does it grow into a place where we are now, where you've shot so many films, so many different ones as well together?
I think because Olivier had a film Boarding Gate, he couldn't find the money. It was a real problem to produce. The film keep to be pushed and pushed and pushed, and Denis was not able to wait and do it. And then he asked me because it was a super low budget. We had to shoot it in maybe 25 days, and because maybe people don't realize that Olivier, even if he does like big movies like Carlos on screen, in fact we don't have time, we don't have money, and we have to be super fast. And that's why I was saying, like, Jim, suddenly I had more time to light the set. And so, for example, on this one, we were working with Denis, and because it's an action scene, so the light has to be pretty simple to be able to shoot every angle. But still, we did that in, I don't remember exactly, but a very few days. And but then I think you can feel the energy that, okay, we do. And to put again the blood stuff in the actors, it takes an hour or two, so we don't have time. So we knew that we were only able to do one take, and it has to be good.
Can you talk a little bit about shooting violence and making a good action scene? Because it's an art in itself, and when I see this clip, I am immediately immersed and locked in, but also shocked, of course. Do you enjoy these kind of more visceral, violent moments that you have to shoot?
Not particularly. I enjoy working with Olivier because Olivier is a real camera director. He is really like, when he say cut, he goes more to the cameraman than to the actor, saying, "Oh, you were not there at this moment. You have to be there and film that." And the actors are waiting.
Well, what about me? Did I?
And then he goes to the actor like that. I have more time to readjust the light or the camera movement. So he's really a guy for who the energy of the shot. To describe the space, and it's really important for him. So, but for example, we had no money for doing anything, so when there is a bomb, we are just shaking the camera to pretend it's really violent. So I have done only this kind of violent film where we shake the camera.
Well, the effect is brilliant. This is absolutely stunning.
But we did test for that. We did test of how
how the shaky cam.
Well,
No, but one thing about this, because with the shaky cam at this time, it was super popular in these action movies, the Jason Bourne movies, for instance, where the camera is constantly shaking, and you don't see anything. You don't feel the violence almost because it skips over. But here it's so in your face and explicit and real.
yeah. And because at this point you are since 2 hours with Carlos.
Yes.
And because, I don't know, but cinema creates humanity in a way. Because you have this guy in front of you, like in The Godfather, you like this family. They are monsters, but you like them. And suddenly you see Carlos killing people like that. So it's really like, whoa, strange.
It's very jarring. I'm looking at the audience if somebody also wants to also chime in and have a question. I see one over there. Yes, feel free. Also close to the mic. Yes, let's pass it along.
So I was wondering if you have any kind of like personal philosophy or way of thinking that influences your practice, or even if you have other kinds of creative practices that influences the work that you do in film.
My philosophy is just to be me, and I don't have special thing. But yeah, just to find directors with who you feel that it's gonna happen. It's more this the question, I would say.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Any other questions somewhere as well while I'm squinting? Yes, there is one in the corner and there's one over there in the middle. Let's start over there in the middle and then we have a natural route to the other end of the room. Over there, yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my question is, which of your own films is your favorite and why? Could be a few films as well.
Yeah. I mean, maybe every year I decide it's a new one. It's not blocked in the. I don't know, honestly. I don't know if you're talking about the shoot, if you're talking about the results, if you're
Oh, Yorick, you can decide that.
yeah.
What we're talking.
But for the shoot, not Carlos. But for the result, yes, I love Carlos for sure. And
for the shoot?
And for the shoot, maybe the one we're gonna see now, I think it's Regarde la mer, no?
Yes, that's correct.
The film with François Ozon.
So let's park that for 1 second because there was one more question in the corner. Yes, all the way there, and then we will go to the next clip as well.
Have you ever considered filming for documentary films, and what would be a different way of working?
I tried, and I thought I was not good for that. So I tried.
Why? Because you need... What is it that is missing there?
I don't know. With the camera, I want to move the camera too much, I think, instead of waiting for the right moment and be patient. And I was not that patient. And I love the language of camera. I love to think about the setups and how it has to cut together. And where in the documentary you have more to be receptive to what happened around you. And I don't know, it's not completely me.
Thank you. Well, Yorick, you mentioned that the next clip that we're about to see, that it is a personal favorite because of the shoot. It's a collaboration with François Ozon, whom you have worked multiple times as well. This is in a particular moment where both of you are actually kind of emerging as new voices in cinema. Afterwards, of course, Ozon became an icon of French art house cinema, and this is a relatively humble beginning in your creative collaboration. Is there something you would like to tell already about this clip or the film before we go watch it?
It's a short movie. It's 50 minutes, and that's the first big thing we did after school together.
Yorick, François Ozon for me is a very interesting filmmaker because he also makes so many different types of films. He seems to reinvent what kind of cinema he wants to make. This is the beginning for both of you at the career. First and foremost, I'm wondering how it was to work with him here and also what the reception of this film was, because afterwards it launched both of your careers. But I'm also curious, what kind of director is he to work with?
Okay, a lot. So I met him at film school, and since the beginning we connect together. So I've done all his short movies during film school, and then we became friends. And this was maybe the second short movie he was doing after school. And it's a 50 minutes one. We were shooting Super 16. And since this time, I think he has done a feature every year, which is, it was maybe 25 years ago, so it's kind of crazy. And I mean, even because he started very young shooting movies with a Super 8 camera of his father. And so he was really like, even at school, very accomplished as a director. He knew already how to edit, how to direct actors, even before he was his sister. But he was really gifted. And this one, I remember so we shoot in June. That's why it was a very happy shoot. In this house on this island, and we were playing volleyball and shooting, and back to eating fish, and back to shoot during 20 days. So it was really nice. We were all sleeping in the house where we were sleeping, and but we came to. Him and I in like February on location scouting, And he wrote a script, which is not this one. He wrote a script, and we were back to Paris after 2-3 days looking for a location. And on the boat, he saw that young woman with a baby. She was a punk, crazy, look very strange young mother. And he decided back to Paris to completely change his script and rewrite a new story about that woman. So this is the end of the film. So, but you cannot understand what is it about. But so he's that kind of guy, like really inspired by what's in front of him. And after he wants to shoot very quickly. And he's also operating. He loves to be behind camera because he likes to see the actors really in the position of the camera, what will be on screen after. So sometimes it's a bit annoying for me because to do only the light and not framing, it can be
too many cooks.
Yeah.
I have one brief question. You said that Francois was a gifted student already, talented, accomplished. How were you at Film Academy in the studies? Were you a good student?
20, 22 until 24, something.
Did you enjoy it, the education?
No.
Why not?
No, because I mean, I was expecting a lot from school, and I discovered that we don't have to expect too much from. So they want to fire me from school because
you were almost expelled.
Yeah. And because I was not happy, I was showing that I was not happy. I think everything was annoying, boring, and but I met François, so it's so
That's
important.
The gift.
Yeah, it was so important, and we were shooting together feature short movies, and I mean I never been assistant. I start with him directly as a director of photography.
Super cool. I think we have time here now for one question, and then we're gonna race a little bit through some clips because we're having too much fun. I see. Is that the hand all the way there? Yes, I think so. Can we have a mic to the other side?
Hello. I just had a question in terms of like lighting plans and blocking. How often are you figuring that out before finding a location, and also when having the location, what's your process and all the people, the other crew that are involved in that?
Yes. So I love going on location during prep with the director, and we are trying together with our iPhone and there's even a contest oh, look here, it's better. Look at my frame. No, this one is better. And we are really dreaming the film at this point on location before there is all the circus around, and we can be super precise, even if after it's not happening like we were expecting it, or we discover there's a better idea. But yes, we are doing the blocking, we are doing almost all the camera setups at this moment, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's fantastic to see Tilda in two very
It's actually, it's great to see them next to each other. And I, of course, want to ask, because we're often talking about your relationships with directors, right? And how you work together. But the actors in front of the camera, of course, what the main focus very often is. How is it for you to work with actors? Is like, for instance, with Tilda, I can assume it is a very unique collaboration, which shows maybe from these emotional clips she sent as well.
Yes, but here it's more about the shrimp than Tilda and...
Forget Tilda, we have to talk about the shrimp.
Yeah, because it was a nightmare, this sequence, because when Luca came to me and he said, okay, she will have an ecstasy eating a shrimp, and I want to really show that she is falling in love with the cooker, but first with the shrimp, and then it will be so filming this plate and to make it believable that she it was like I was sweating like, oh my god, I cannot do food thing and pretend.
How did you manage?
But you see, we for you, like trying to find ideas to make it sexy, sensual shrimp in close-up. So we kill the lights around and pointing and find a way to have her alone and destroy the sound and all this thing. And this was in 35, this film also, and like Julia also is shot in 35. And sorry, what was your question?
Well, and we were also, sorry, we're all distracted by
traumatized by the shrimp. So.
But yet, on the other hand, we have Tilda to the rescue almost. Because this is a time very closely in succession where you have Julia, which is, by the way, an incredibly underrated film of Erik Zonka.
Yes.
Find it if you can. And we have I Am Love. We see already the relationship that you have with Tilda, and you explained how she has helped you also to get in touch with Jim. So what was it like to, in that time, also work suddenly with these big stars? Interesting faces, unique actresses with such, interesting personalities.
But what's interesting and important with Tilda, she's not only an actress, she's really the energy of the film. Like she's really create something that, because again, this is small movies and we don't have so much money, we have to be super fast. And the person after the script and the director who really federate the energy, it's her. And so I was lucky to have her 3 times on screen, on a shoot with her. And now what I want to say also for you, like on Julia, the idea was after such a night in a club, like to overexpose the film a bit in the morning in the parking, was this kind of idea to create the thing that when you wake up after a big party. And
I think a lot of people at the festival know this feeling all too well after a nice night before.
Yeah. But at this time, when we were shooting 35, it was quite like to overexpose 2 stops. It was something. Now it's really easy with the digital. You watch your monitor and you do it. Oh, okay, it's nice. But at this time, you don't sleep so much. Waiting for the film to be developed and
to not ruin the shot completely.
Well, yes, it was something.
I can imagine. I'm looking at the audience if there's somebody who has a question as well. I feel like I'm going blind here, meanwhile. I don't see any hands, or am I? Yes, there's one over there again. Sorry? And then also there over there. Yes.
Thank you.
Ah.
Yeah.
Good. No, it's great. Why not?
You've talked a lot about like collaborating with directors, actors, etc. But you also mentioned you collaborate with other DOPs, which is not always the standard in film production. So can you talk a bit more about how you approach this? Like, like do you match styles, or do you bring in your own style?
Yeah. So first time it happens on Carlos, and because of having my first kid, I have to go. And in fact, we discover with Denis that we had very simple discussion to continue that it has to match. But we discovered that, in fact, the director is doing the image and influence so much how we're going to shoot. I mean, at least it's true with Olivier. So that even now, I don't know exactly if it's him or me who shot that or this. So it's really, it was really strange to discover that.
This new synergy between two cinematographers.
And that's why we reproduce it after, because we both, with three of us, thought that it was working perfectly.
Thank you. We had one over here as well, and then over here as well. We're doing some real time management.
I think my question is kind of similar to the previous one, but when approaching...
then it's over. No,
But when approaching a scene in pre-production or like a shot, what is like the first thing that you think about? Like, is it a sensation that you want to give, or like a reaction, or like how's visualizing process happens for you?
The visualizing process starts with reading the script alone in my room and listening music and dreaming and talking with the director, and then it's different layer, it's step by step, and then you go on location, but then you realize maybe it's not the right location, so let's find another one. And then it's with the costume and the actors, and then when you have everything together, it comes and you discover it step by step. I usually don't have a very precise idea before to start shooting. I mean, some of it, but it becomes really real when we start shooting it.
Yes, the film Carlos is quite realistic to look, and compared with yesterday with Jarmusch film, it was some more static, and it was a very honest answer from you that it was shot also on green screen, the traveling shots in the car. There were a lot of shots in the car, and I have a technical question: is it, or was it on a LED panel, on a plate with frame?
It's a bit of a question of the technology. Also,
I guess of the traveling shot. You see a lot of people in the car in
the Jarmusch movie.
In the Jarmusch movie, of
no,
course.
It's only real green screen, not LED.
Green screen,
yeah,
not
LED, and I don't think even the mix is so well done and so well color time, but.
Do you like this kind of like digital trickery to work with green screen, or to keep the CGI in mind? Is that on your mind a lot?
It's always difficult, whatever the technique you use, if it's green screen, LED or CGI. It's I prefer to shoot film where there is less and less.
But
Realistic, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but
But where you control also.
yeah, but you have quite control.
Because, for example, in the clip we saw of the train thing with the kid for Blitz, for Steve McQueen,
yes.
we shot kids on a train high like that. And then they put this thing, but then they did the plates after, and there was sun, and we shot without sun, so then you have to match. I mean, it's always complicated, this thing.
Thank you.
Also, to make believable that they are scared in a train high like that, and to find the angles, and so it's...
Well, and the last question, are most of the directors you work, are they behind the camera or looking on the monitor?
I started behind the camera, and now I'm more and more because of my nose wear like that. So because I'm left, now I want to.
Well, I mean also the directors. They also look.
The directors, they are looking at
always. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I see multiple questions coming in, but we wanted to give you a little treat and watch a tiny clip of Little Woman, the film you shot with Greta Gerwig.
Okay.
For a good reason, which is you have told that very often the films that you made are on a more modest budget, tinier scale, intimate sets.
And not this one, yes.
And suddenly you find yourself in Hollywood and you have Timothy and Swarzy in front of your camera. And let's take a tiny look at the clip, and then you can talk a bit about how this experience was for you. Another universe where you're on Hollywood, big production. How was that to manage?
First, it's Greta calling me because she's seen Olivier's movie or different one. So I know in a way that she wants me to reproduce a bit what I've done before. So it's not like thinking I should have a Hollywood style. And then, yes, it's a big budget, this one, so we have time, we can ask everything we want, we can take 2 days to shoot whatever is the scene, and but then my challenge is to keep it, to bring life, because there's so many people on set, so many things around. Like you enter the set, it's a dead thing. Like it's really like, oh, I don't want to stay there. I want to. There's nothing. You have to bring everything. You have to bring life. You have to bring light. You have to bring, I don't know.
You have to bring this independent energy into the big machine, or?
Yes, and that's what she was looking between the sisters, like energy and I think it's so the job is, and I remember wondering how you can do good movies that way, and they did, because everyone has a precise things to do, and and I was not used to do that, but and like here was, so we shot this one also in 35. That was really Greta who pushed for 35, and I had a French companion with Louis, so I was not alone. And yes, I will say that my job was to bring life on set, and also with the camera, because I love to bring rhythm, in fact, with the camera, whatever is with the light or with the blocking or with the framing, but I think it's more about rhythm than paintings, in a way.
Thank you. I think we have time for 2 more questions, and I saw you already there had one. And okay, well, this is convenient. It's easy for our colleague. Yes, please.
Thank you. Since we saw this clip from France Ozone 25 years ago, and when you watch it right now, would you do something different?
Oh, do you like
No.
to do you like to fix your mistakes or make things better from the past?
Not this one. I mean, sometimes it can happen, but not really, no. But usually I fix my mistake during color correction. So I have already fixed the mistake.
Fix it in post. It also applies to Yorick.
Oh yes, yes. I'm really fixing my mistakes.
Good. And we have the next question already.
Thank you so much, Yorick and Hugo. I'm come from Spain. We have new laws from AI. And I want to ask you if AI affects you in your process, in a pre-production, in your workflow, in a color grading maybe, or do you notice that some directors are working with AI or to show you something, or what is your opinion on that, or what is your idea? It's more general. So
I didn't experience yet AI really. I mean, in post-production, they say, oh, we have an AI thing that it will help you to do that, and it was a disaster. So maybe it's going to be good soon. And I know that on The Wizard of the Kremlin, they tried AI to help for the accent, Russian accent, or erase a bit the English accent. And I think for some, they were happy for some correction with that. But for my work, not yet, so we'll see.
I'm going to be cheeky, and maybe there's one more question. We have 2 more minutes. Why not use it if there's somebody who wants to chime in? Yes. Our lovely colleague saw it before me.
Hi. I have a question about Blitz, because you didn't show a sequence of it, but I guess it's also a big production, and I was wondering how it was working with Steve McQueen, and also in particular the first scene where it's like the bombing with all the explosions and
spectacular
the flames,
bombing.
was filming that, and
The
how
fireman, no, is the first.
the fireman.
Yeah. I mean, working with Steve is exactly what I said before, the kind of director. The prep is amazing. You are with him, and we are talking and walking, and going into location and starting slowly, step by step, to have idea. And then when we shot this thing, it's a big production, big budget. So they built buildings and they put fire on it, and you have safety all around, and then we were really like going into the fire with the camera. It was like they were holding me to not go too close, and because yes, you want to, I don't know, you want to make it alive, you want to grab the good stuff. So, and Steve was really like super nice, expressing what he wants and pushing me, and that's all.
Yorick, in the video we heard that you're, somewhat shy to not take the stage. You also said that this is the first award that you have ever received. Yes. How was this experience for you today to be here and have this lovely chat with all these people?
Not so bad.
Fantastic.
I was surprised.
I am not, because it is such a pleasure to speak with you and to watch all of your brilliant films. I want to thank you so much for all your fantastic work, and I want to congratulate because you will be in the competition of Berlinale with Cornel Mondruccio, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes.
So you have new things to look forward to.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
time
you,
to give a
Hugo.
very warm applause to Yorick Le Saux, recipient of the Robby Müller Award in 2026. Thank you, man. Thank you. We'll give a hug in a bit. Thank you all for being here, for your patience, your concentration, and your beautiful questions. Again,
Thank you.
as Andrea said, we will have drinks now. You have to leave the building and then go to the left, and we are in the Studio 3 of the Doelen, and we can have a celebration on Yorick and his prize. Thank you so much, and see you around the festival.